Another draw at the Arsenal, this time at home. I would want to start by saying another disappointment we've had to endure in this week as far as the Premier League is concerned.
So
Um,
this is back to back now
yeah,
that we've missed the opportunity to gain on our opponents and we haven't taken the opportunity. These are not the signs of not even a champion. These are not the signs of a worthy contender.
yeah. So I think one of the things we should at this point take out of our vocabulary is title. We don't look
We
like
don't
a
deserve it.
side that are contending for the title. We
Mhm.
don't deserve to be at the top spot at this point in time with the kind of football we are playing, especially with our attack. And honestly, at this point, I think I'll put everything on Arteta and the recruitment team.
100%.
So, in as much as I came into this game hoping that we should be able to keep a clean sheet and have a couple of goals to boost our goal difference, yet again I'm met with the obvious gap that we are having in attack. Nothing seems to be clicking. If Odegaard is off, our attacking options are down. And even when Odegaard is on, our attacking options are cut down by half. So imagine a game where Odegaard is off and nothing just seems to get into the final third.
Ah,
If there's anybody I want to even hold on to as a scapegoat for this game, I would say is our captain.
how though?
So if you look at the last two games we've had, Premier
Mm-hmm.
League wise,
Mm-hmm.
he has been uncharacteristical in the sense
Yeah.
that he has been sloppy with some passes, he has been
Yes.
sloppy with receiving some balls,
Yes.
and the obvious issue that we are still having with him is his ability to
To
take
score.
those shots,
Yeah.
incisive shots.
Mm-hmm.
That ball that came into him, right, that he actually took a touch
Mm-hmm.
and now took the shot. He
Yeah.
shouldn't have taken that. Odegaard of 2 seasons ago wouldn't have taken that touch. He would take the
Mm-hmm.
shot.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like he wasn't confident with his ball striking in terms of how he has been doing it before. But aside from that, we're moving the ball too slow. The sense of
Exactly.
urgency, the sense of urgency that we had in this game is is not what we're expecting at all. Like we're not coming from a run of games that we've been impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So Arteta at home should actually come with the intensity. Now, off the top of my head, I'm thinking that maybe we'll owe it to the games we've had on Wednesday. Honestly speaking, I was expecting us to play on Sunday, not on Saturday, because we
Mm-hmm.
played on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, he did some rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Merino, Pate, Odegaard.
For me, yeah, I think everything you said is valid. And I think let me start from Odegaard. I don't think Odegaard has had like solid sleep in a couple of weeks. You know, being
Because
a
of the
new
baby.
being a new father and stuff like that, that's what I would track it to. That
A lot of people are saying that his form actually dropped since the baby came through.
yes, 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 which is more evident in the last two Premier League games. But we can even just see how it is like so obvious how we rely so much on Odegaard. And even with that, yeah, I don't if other people, because the only people that I felt like still did what they would still do, regardless of form or anything, was Saka and Odegaard. Again, these are our two main guys. So
So,
I'm now saying like if other guys can
pick up.
up their game, if these guys are on characteristics of themselves, it would not be so obvious on our game. So
But,
that is where because if you look at Odegaard today, that we are still saying yes, so Odegaard was off and everything. Odegaard still combined with Saka a lot. Odegaard
so,
was still in those chances to create all those passes, all those. He was still pressing. There was a time where Odegaard passed through about 4 red shirts to press. It was shortly before he came off. After the shot or something, he was the first person to press Pickford. So my own is like, yes, he has dropped, but we need to demand more from other players that we characterize or that we give labels of regulars.
Let me ask you a question, sir. When the game was going on and you saw those passes, the rate at which we were passing behind,
It was slow.
did you feel it was as a result of instruction based on style of play that Arteta came into this game? Because everybody just looked like they did
I don't
not
think
want to
so.
attack.
I don't think so. See, if you look at that first half, it was almost as if we had like two halves in that first half. The first half, we were, playing our passes, our tempo was high. It looked like we wanted to score. But now, the other half, almost around like 30th minute or so, it was almost as if they switched off. Like their tempo dropped. We were dragging the balls. We didn't want to drive. We didn't want to run. And me, I don't think it's an instruction thing. I think this is a point where players just drop their heads and feel like, okay, let me conserve energy. It's almost running to the end of the half. That is
But you
where
have you have you have the coach and you have the captain on the field to pick
even the
things back
players
up.
themselves, see, I'm not trying to like negate Odegaard, yeah. But I'm like looking at it, even when we had our build-up play from the back, even when we had transitional play, even when we had our wingers, if you have a winger that cannot drive forward every time he gets the ball.
Do you know the part that was even pissing me off? The fact that he's actually always calling for the ball. Like when I see Martinelli down wide, I'm like, okay, you're calling for the ball, only for you to receive the ball, roll your feet over it twice,
And
bring
pass
it
back.
back, and pass it back to the defense. Then when you pass it back to defense, you're calling for the ball. I think he's just so one-way traffic in his style of play that he actually needs the ball ahead of him.
But
And I'm
he's
like,
not. He's not. Even when he got the balls ahead of him, your player that is marking you is Ashley Young. Ashley Young is probably like 50 years old. And everybody knows that you would cut in. Are you telling me that Martinelli does not have anything in his bag of tricks that can create a space between him 1v1 versus Ashley Young? There's no
so
1v1 situation that Martinelli has been playing. And this is not from this season.
in
This is
as much
from
in a
other seasons. Martinelli
yeah,
has not improved. Martinelli has not like
no.
added anything to his game. Martinelli has not, if we are being honest, he has regressed so much that the 15 goal in the Premier League Martinelli, he would take you on to his left, be productive with it, he would cut in. You see what Trossard does when he comes in. He's not every time that you go wide. The reason why you are playing a right footer on a left wing is for you to have the option of coming in.
Mm.
If you cannot come in, if you're only going wide to your left foot, and when you put in crosses, you're floating it. It's floating over Kai Havertz and coming to Saka, who is not our strongest target in terms of crosses. Sometimes it works. So I'm like, why don't you don't you see what you should do differently?
I think between now and the end of January, Arteta and the recruitment team have a lot to do.
Talking of the recruitment team, if we had a better option or a player on better form, remember when Trossard was on a better form and
Yeah,
he rightfully benched at
Martinelli.
Martinelli, obviously due to injury and whatnot, but he benched him. With the chances that Martinelli had when he came on, he was like, oh, maybe we should start Martinelli. Maybe we should start Martinelli. So it is lack of quality that is causing our players not to be able to up or keep the high tempo that we demand from them. We have gotten to a level where you've shown us that you can do this. The reason
See,
why you're not doing more than that,
honestly,
recruitment. And also, just to wrap it up, I think
Mm.
Arteta needs more pressure. He's too comfortable. He makes decisions that are not pragmatic. You are not in your philosophical head or mindset anymore. You are in the game and face of delivering results.
No,
Everything annoys me, and I don't want it to be like a
Sean Dice did a job on us today. He did a job on Arteta. Clearly.
bro.
No, like
The
intention.
last game of last season,
Yeah.
was something like this. It was similar to this. He was frustrating our play. Now normal thing from Sondike.
And where I'm looking at Arteta now is, did you come into this game not expecting that? It seemed he came into this game not thinking that Shondite will bring what Shondite normally does, which is you sit deep and hold your position, stay organized, and frustrate these guys.
Simple.
Now, honestly speaking, I was shocked when I looked at our midfield. Like, why is Partey not starting? I know he has had a lot of games,
Yeah.
but playing an Everton calls for someone like a Partey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't see why Merino had a start in this game.
I don't see why he played that long. Even if he started, I don't see why he played that long. Because I was trying to think of it. I was like, okay, he's not even when we're in possession, he's not combining. It was almost as if like the second half, they had to call him. Like he had to be like prompted to like obviously most of our play is dominated on the right side. So by the time because it's on the right side doesn't mean that you are not part of the ball. You are not part of the system in possession. I don't even understand. Because
Yes, now.
you always see that space between Saka, Odegaard, Rice. Then there's space. Then you see Merino Martinelli.
A lot of people want to hold on to Merino, right? But there's something about what I'm seeing so far that
Yeah.
makes me hold Arteta more responsible. This guy is a different beast when he plays for Spain. So
Mm-hmm.
it's more about a system. So Arteta
Mm-hmm.
has created a system that is
Mm-hmm.
not really making these players function in their best possible abilities.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because honestly, even Martinelli, if you ask me, if we let Martinelli go, he can go to a club like Liverpool and become a menace.
So what do you think? So do you think Martinelli's gameplay is a thing of instruction and not of form?
It's a thing of instruction. The way these guys are playing, the way I observe these guys play today is like there was an instruction that he was stubborn about that made this guy play the way. See, how did Timber play today and how does he normally play? Timber was also inverting as much as Lewis Kelly was inverting. They were trying to congest the midfield. Timber wasn't overlapping. Saka
Mm-hmm.
wasn't getting that much needed help.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why we wanted Timber back on the right.
But that has been from this season, from the beginning of this season. He has stopped overlapping,
No, but look at the game
which
we
is now
had with
making our
look at the game we
wingers
had with Nottingham
congested.
Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Nottingham Forest, West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
The joy we had was having Timber actually
On the right
overlap.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from right back. Now we had him back in right back, and I'm seeing him coordinating those slow passes between Saliba, Gabriel, Luis Kelly, and I'm like, what? Defenders are seeing more of the ball than our midfielders. What's going
Yes.
on? That is
Yes.
not a player thing. It's a system thing.
Hmm.
It's a system thing, and who is behind that system? It's Arteta.
And
Arteta is not ready.
it's making our build up and traditional play slow.
Yes, he's not ready. I was listening to the halftime talks on AFTV where guys were talking about how probably we are not as electric as we were 2 years ago because teams didn't expect it from us. So we hit them shockingly.
Quick. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, today you would think that way. But what about the game against Nottingham Forest? What about the game against West Ham? Like, how do we have some games work like our best form?
Because
And some
that is
games.
our identity, our original
Yes,
style
so
of
why
play.
can't these guys maintain that tempo?
Maintain it. That's it.
This game from the 25th to the 45th minute, the way the
Change.
tempo dropped, it was so much more about the system aside from the players. Because I'm like, why is Timber staying where he is? Why is he not providing help to Saka on that right? Because I'm like, you guys are playing as if you're expecting everything to counter you. How many counter opportunities did they even have? How many
And
attempts?
we even have the defenders that can like match their counter attack, even if they are
Yes.
fast.
So I'm like, what is this system this guy is doing here today? We see him. If there's any point that we've dropped that is very, very painful and needless, is today's points. From a system point of view and even from a faith point of view, because nothing seemed to be clicking.
Mm-hmm.
How can this guy, this English keeper, today of all days, now seem like Gianluigi Buffon?
He's a good he's a good goalkeeper. I mean, I also wanted to mention like credit to Pickford, for all the saves and frustrating us.
That's
But
why I say faith. That's
we played into it. We played
we
into it.
played into it. There
Yeah.
was an opportunity. There was one that Saka actually made a cross. His aim was for Kai Havertz, and I'm
Yeah.
like, in that moment,
Post.
why I said it was faith is because typically he's meant to cut back into the player running
Yeah.
into the 6.
Yeah. Who
But
was
he
there?
didn't do
Was
that.
not
If he had
Ethan.
done that,
Yeah.
that was a sure goal.
Yeah, because the guy was open. Yeah.
He was open. But putting it that way, even when Kai, oh God. Even when we're going against run of play, that Kai got the ball and he put it to Martinelli, and Martinelli, in my mind, I'm like, bro, imagine Kai was not there. Imagine it was an Isak. We don't have a striker that once we see him in that position with the ball, we know that
sure.
he's going for it. He's going for it. He's not looking for
He's
a way
not
to cop
he's
out
not
of
waiting
it.
for you guys. He's not waiting
Yes.
for other guys. Even remember that true pass that Marino gave Kai, that
Yeah.
Kai left behind.
I said our recruitment team, Arteta,
We
they
don't
have a
get
lot of
attack.
work to do
We don't get
for
attack.
this
We don't get
January
attack.
transfer. They cannot treat January transfer like they've been treating it. We need attackers.
He won't
They should
do.
go and do whatever they can to bring Osimhen or whoever they can bring.
But you know that Arteta will not sign an attacker.
Then he's not ready.
Yeah.
Then he's not ready. Then this whole project that he has been working on for the past 5 years,
just go.
he should pack his file, pack his CV,
He should tell
and
God he has built foundation. You should go and look for another coach that will build the house.
He needs to wake up. He needs to wake up. He needs to wake up. Brother,
he's already giving me Wenger vibes.
The last attacker we had that was prolific was not an Arteta signing.
It was a Wenger signing now. No be Aubameyang.
Aubameyang. So are you telling me this guy is not capable of getting a good striker? He has not gotten a good striker.
In our defender, he goes still buy for January. You see.
Oh my God. No. See. We don't have any excuse, right?
We don't.
The gap that we are saying we have, right? Honestly speaking, if we were a better team, I would say we are in contention. But this team is not looking like this.
We're just for top 4 right now.
Dropped their points today.
Twice. Okay, they didn't play last
They didn't play the last time.
So we had an opportunity like 2 weeks.
But this is a game that they were more likely to win. Though Fulham is a unit right now.
It's a boogie team for them.
Yeah, but imagine them dropping their 2 points and we also are still dropping the 2 points.
Yes, now.
So City, that we are thinking probably is not even in contention, City can still come back in it because at least we know that they just need a few players coming back in and they will get back their quality.
Yeah.
But who do we have now that we say, we are
missing?
Who
are we banking on that will come back from injury now, that will change our woeful form in attack? Nothing. All our players are back. We have Odegaard back. We have Saka back. So I don't understand. It's up to Arteta.
It was obvious that when I saw that substitution early on, I'm like, okay, Arteta, you normally don't make subs. And I know Odegaard has not been up to it.
Yeah.
But guy, can't you leave him until like the 75th minute?
That was my problem. He didn't
because we're having chances.
Odegaard was not the worst player on the field at that point. Odegaard was still one of our, even if he was not on form, he was still one of our best players on the field. Because if you talk about Saka, not any of the defenders,
He
Saka
was
is
our only creative outlet in the
yes,
midfield.
and he was passing, and you could see the combination play that they were beginning
And
to
he
play
took
on
out
the
Rice.
wings.
You took out Rice. I'm like, what is you
Merino
have to give
doing.
Rice
I'm telling
for the
you,
work rate and set piece.
the subs I was hoping he was going to make at that moment was Martinelli and Merino because our left side was down. All you could bring up was even if you bring up a Partey or a Jorginho or whoever and a Trossard, you can still move Rice to that left mid, to that left
Yes.
center mid. Play a Partey or a Jorginho in the 6, and you have Trossard. And we know that, oh yes, this can even give us a goal. But now you now removed Rice and Odegaard. I was just like, nah, he's done. He's done. He's done.
Forget the whole.
He's
Right now,
done. He's
I
done.
don't think anybody should disturb themselves about title contention.
No, 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 no.
We just take
Let's
a
not
game.
deceive ourselves. We're not
Yeah,
delusional.
take a game as it comes. In terms of player ratings, starting with Raya, go. Honestly, I don't feel like rating anybody above a 6 in this game.
Yeah, I was basically just thinking 6 and maybe Saka
6,
6.5. Everybody
6. Louis Kelly,
6,
6. Gabriel,
6.
6. Saliba, 6. Timber,
Timber 6 too.
6.
Uh,
Um, and
Martinelli, I'm giving him a 5 or a
no,
4.
no, 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 don't go to Martinelli, man. Don't go to Martinelli. Don't go to Martinelli. Martinelli will rile me up again, please. Don't go to Martinelli. Let's midfield.
Rice.
Rice in the 6. I'll give him a
Yeah,
6.
I'll give him a 6.
Merino, I'll give him
I'll
a
give him a
4.
5. Yeah,
4.
4.
Where see, I can only remember like 2 things he did, and even the second thing, after he did what he did, he still lost the ball and went into a tackle.
Yeah.
And I'm
But
like,
he got but I might not have the stats for it yet. But I see what he brings to the team in terms of wait now, just hear me out.
I,
He's a 4 today, even for the Monaco game too. I wouldn't rate him high, but maybe it's a thing of instruction as well. Maybe it's a thing of system. But I see the duels he's winning. He might be losing possession. I see the duels he's winning, the headers he's winning, the chances he's creating as well. Like low key from crosses and from through passes. At least we have another left footer on that side.
and how many crosses does he produce in a game?
He put in at least 2 or 3 today. And a true pass that Kai left behind and won some headers and some duels. I'm not saying he balled today. I'm saying,
Yeah.
yes, he's still a 4. You understand? But I see what maybe it's a thing of form, maybe it's a thing of system, maybe it's of also the players around him. But
I would say it's more of a system thing. I said
yeah,
like we've seen him play for Spain, and trust me, he's a
he's
different
a
beast.
beast. Yeah,
So, but as far as today is concerned, whether
4,
system, whether form, whether player, I'll just give him a 4.
4. Yeah,
Odegaard, I'll give Odegaard a 6.
I'll give Odegaard a 6,
And why
even
I'm
though
even
he
giving him
was
a 6 is because of the work rate. But he is,
yeah.
based on his high standards, he's way below that standard.
Yeah, he was sloppy. He was sloppy in some instances, but he still showed us some of the things that were like, out there, like that's to him, like the combination
Yeah.
plays, the true passes, like some passes that he will put in front of you by the time Saka makes those runs, and I'm like, it's only Odegaard that can do those things.
Saka is the only one I'm going to give
Saka,
a
I'll give
7.
him. I was even saying 6.5, but I'll give
Let's
him a
give him a
7.
7.
At least he tried. He
Yeah.
got into this. He
That
took
goal,
those
that
shots.
he should have had the goal that Pickford saved
Yeah,
with
yeah,
ankle.
yeah.
That was a
Two
very good
safe.
goal.
Two safe. So he should have had a
Yeah.
goal. He had almost assist as well. And
It just feels like it was a weird day that we're not on the high spirits that we typically would be in at
Yeah.
home.
It looked
And
like that from the first half. You'll be like,
and
oh, it's one of those days.
and some of the things that should click did not click. Like even that moment you're saying the through pass to Kai,
Yeah.
right? It was just a
Yeah.
fraction too early.
Yeah. Just watch one thing. The touch left it behind instead of bringing it forward. That was it.
So if I were to rate Kai, I'm actually tempted to give Kai a 6 as well.
Yeah.
Like from conversations, you think Kai should get a 5, but no. Kai actually
No.
put in work. Like he
He
put in
did.
work.
He did. And that's what is annoying about me. I would change his position. If I
Yeah,
need a player to be putting in work, I'll turn him to a midfielder. But I need a goal scorer up front.
yeah. We need a goal scorer.
We
We
need
don't
a
have a
goal
goal scorer.
scorer. We don't need
No,
all these. He try. He they put in
yeah,
work.
we don't.
They
We don't
work
have a goal
effort. I
scorer.
beg.
Yeah, we don't have a goal scorer. No, Martinelli,
Four,
Martinelli. No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
four.
I'll
What
say, I'll
was
say,
what?
I'll say, I'll say a 5.
What did Martinelli do?
No, he still gave us the typical work rate that Martinelli would give. He had those moments. He had those wasteful moments, right? But
So since we are looking for left back, we should turn Martinelli to left back. Then I'm telling you, there was nothing he did on the attack. He's our left wing forward, and he cannot take on Ashley Young. He
yeah,
cannot, okay, balance him. We know you're a right footer. Create the space, cut in. He did not cut in at any for Jare.
yeah,
For
it was a disappointing, you know,
even, I mean,
altogether
I
disappointing
always
game. Man.
I always call for more minutes for Ethan, yeah, but I didn't see much from him.
He had just one moment, that pass out to the left,
Yeah, I didn't
and
see
they
much
were
from
not
him.
finding him. So there's this thing about the way the team plays, right? Especially with the young players, you have to
Of
earn
course,
your trust.
norms.
So if you look at that right side, Partey wasn't really looking for him. It
There are
was
sometimes that passes were even passing him. Like
yes.
they were
So
playing
he was
passes
not.
between
I
him.
don't think he was getting into the right pockets of space, right? And the mid block that Everton set up was very structured. He did
Nah.
not. He did not have it in him. So
Even those drives, even when you expect those drives from him, because this is the game for long shots. Even if they will block most of it, right? When nothing is working, there's like the moments where that was where I also expect more from Martinelli. You are the player to do that kind of thing. Ethan was also that was what I expected from Ethan as
I
well.
think we can count the attempts of shots that Martinelli has had this season on one
Yeah,
in terms of outside the box. He
yeah,
doesn't give us that.
of
He
course
doesn't give
not.
us that. So you know what? I feel I feel the way the game grew to be very, static
Mm-hmm.
was not going to help someone like Ethan coming into that game. In as much as we expected him to do much, like the passes, the passes we were making were more defensive passes. Like
Yeah,
we are passing behind the attacking players, not passing to their front to go on runs. And you also have to like give it to Everton. They were very disciplined in their structure, right? But all of this still comes down to one man, the man making decisions, which is
Arteta.
Arteta. Arteta
My
needs to do something.
my rating for Arteta would not be more than a 3.
Yeah, yeah. Three
He
is
got it.
just because we are trying to put up a number, but
He got it
he
totally
he
wrong.
did he did nothing. And when I look at the bench, I'm seeing Tierney warm up, and I'm like, what kind of mind games are you playing, fam? You're messing with this guy.
My
He's
guy, my guy is just warming up to keep warm, Jerry. London is cold at this
keep
time.
warm and also keeping fit to move him along in
Bruh.
January because
How much are we going to even cook from him? It's just annoying, man. But
probably is going to be another loan deal. It's probably going to be another loan deal. We need to do something in January. Like attackers that I'm seeing right now that are possible to get in this January. For me, Osimhen is like number one on my list right now.
it's even maybe. I don't even understand. Bruh, this is disappointing. This is disappointing.
We should have picked up 3 points now. 3 points. Easy, easy. Everton did not look like scoring nothing. And we were now playing static as if we cannot push. We cannot push.
Like we didn't want to save.
Yeah. I'm like, what's going on with all of these passes? And Declan Rice too is party to it. And that's why
Yeah.
I'm like, the system that Arteta had put into this game is what was showing, was always evident. Because if
Arteta
he
needs
really
to be
wanted
under
to
pressure, man.
get this game going with the right momentum, Partey was meant to start.
He needs to be under
Partey was
pressure.
meant to start. Partey or at least Jorginho. Because you know that these are the guys that can actually unlock all these kind of deep block teams. It's always disappointing. It's just even painful that this is now on a Saturday where somebody's supposed to
The
enjoy
weekend
the
is
weekend and all.
long. The weekend is
Dropped 4
long.
points in 2 games. These things add up. Chelsea will now come and win their game, and the gap, we are not having gap between Chelsea, now gap again Liverpool, and City too. They are coming. They are not
Yes,
far
man.
off.
Yes, man. What I thought.
No,
Chelsea.
at the end of this weekend, we are probably going to be 4th or 5th.
Yeah. It's possible. No. Fourth. Fourth or third.
The points difference not so much anymore. Like,
Yeah, no.
nah, man. Arteta, I hold you to this one. Nah. The system you put in today, whatever you have told those boys today,
No work.
it wasn't working. It was
No
total
work.
bull crap because
No work.
instruction wise, even that when he was telling Bukayo at some point, stay. I'm like, stay what? He should block. Waiting. What are you saying? Oga, bruh. No. Like, I heard a lot of people say that if we actually don't get all the points we need to get today, it's totally over.
It's
And
over. It's over. It's been over since. We just didn't want to
I'm
agree.
like, honestly,
We just didn't want to agree. It's over.
this team that we are seeing right now, you can't go to a Crystal Palace and it's sure for you.
No, because if you're talking of like if you say that it's not over, that means you're talking of like you're looking for this team to give you like 8 wins back to back,
No,
and they cannot.
they don't look like it. They said maybe they have
Exactly.
a Dubai trip planned, but
They cannot. They
it's
cannot.
not. It's not looking like it. It's not
Give
looking
me
like.
8. I'm not saying that don't draw points, so that draw here. 8 wins. You cannot. So
It's all good. It's
it's
all
been
good.
fun. It's been fun.
It's all good. All right, my man.
Nice one, man. Nice one, my
Come
G.
on, you
Nice one.
gunners. Painful points dropped again, but
We
we've
go
got this.
again.
On to the next game. It's a long season ahead.